Mark Kayser is hunting what he calls a whitetail heaven in northwestern South Dakota, but the weather has been anything but cooperative.
It was the last day. In fact, it was the last half day. I couldn't even hunt the whole day. I had to move on to my next location. Nestled into a good sniper perch where I could cover 2 different draws at once and waited. Didn't take long, deer started coming in. A few fawns, some young bucks, but no big bucks. So as I sat there and kind of basked in the sun like an old coyote warming up, I happened to look way across the ranch. Almost 2 miles, I spotted 2 dots with my Nikons. Not wasting time, I grabbed my spot and scope out of my pack and zeroed in on those 2 spots. They were deer all right, and there was one whitetail in love with the other. Probably a shooter and probably the best thing going since there was nothing going around right there in my neighborhood. I grabbed my pack. It took me over an hour to change the locations, but once I got in there, I was met with surprise. I saw a whitetail buck on the move, a young buck. Where was the doe? I'm not great at math, but I knew one deer was missing, so I just kept creeping along, creeping along, creeping along. Before long, it looked like the whole creek bottom was below me. No deer, nothing. Where had they gone? I made 2 more steps, took one last look, and I was out of there. And that last look was it. Down in the sagebrush, right in front of me, I spotted an antler tine. So I knew he was bedded up there with a hot doe. So instead of rushing in there and trying to get that deer on his feet, I set up in a sniper style perch. And I knew deep down whitetail behavior, he was going to stand up sooner or later and push that doe. He wanted to see if she was ready for a little bit of action, and that means him getting up and making a run. An hour and a half later, and about 27 head bobs from trying to stay awake in that warm sun, that buck finally got up. Actually, I saw the doe first. She stood up, went across the basin, and I knew without question he was going to be right behind her. Seconds later, antlers appeared, and here he come, on the move to try and get his girlfriend back into his bedroom. Oh, he's a good buck. She wasn't having any of that. She was heading out. Did she want to go for a bite of lunch? Did she want to go to a movie? I don't know, but he was going to try and stop her from getting away. Well, I had other things in mind at that point. I was going to stop him. When he got out there, turned broadside, I let go a little coyote bark just to get his attention and hold him and depress the trigger. I gotta admit, he took that first shot like a man, and he didn't go down. When a buck does that, I don't worry about the cost of ammunition. I give him another round for insurance. And with that, the hunt was over. Last minute, down to the wire. Why does this always happen to me? Why do I always push that window? We put the finishing on I mean everything kind of hunt. Rain, snow, sunny weather like this, nice bucks, small bucks, mule deer bucks, hard to hunt bucks, mainly hard to hunt bucks. Whoa, before we go look at this buck, and I'm excited to go look at any buck I shoot, look way over yonder. See that patch of trees and the one with the lone tree on the right? That's where I was this morning. Having that spot and scope, that made the hunt. I had enough information to go on to get over here. Now, let's get over there, all right? That's a good buck here. We're hunting with Englehart Ranch Outfitters, and we've seen some pretty good deer, but this is a nice 4x4 prairie whitetail. He's got decent mass. He's got a really big old body on him. And as far as having a great hunt, rain and snow and blizzard-like conditions, that is what really makes the memories on a hunt.
One More Thing is brought to you by Can-Am. The ride says it all.
Now, as a rifle hunter, I'm always looking for a good bargain, but a top-performing rifle. The American Ruger, it fits that definition. I really like this rifle for the fact that it is a Stanley hammer type of gun. It's a utility rifle. Look at it. Steel alloy construction, detachable magazine, an ideal length of pull at 13.75 inches, yet it's short enough at 22-inch barrel length to go through any of that thick whitetail cover. But you put all that aside, one of the top features of this rifle is the fact that it weighs 6.12 pounds. Add a scope a little over a pound to it, and you have a mountain style rifle or a lightweight rifle that's easily toted up into any tree stand hunting situation. The entire package here makes for a great big game rifle, especially this .308 caliber. Whitetails, pronghorn, elk, might even tackle a moose. Right now though, I gotta get my mind back in the game for these wily whitetails.
Coming up, shooting under pressure, and we head to the prairies of Nebraska. This is North American Hunter.